back, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we move on to the next session, and it's my pleasure to welcome and introduce Vijay Vaishnav, Deputy Group Chief Financial Officer, EIML, and Chief Financial Officer, Eros, now, who will shed light on diversity and inclusion in the finance function. Vijay, the virtual floor is all yours.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me to speak on something which is very close to my heart and has been a part of my journey since last 15 years. CFO, to be honest, or I would rather say a finance function, is a very important function. So there are only two people in the organization, or in any organization for that matter, who understands and has visibility of the financial health of the company. It is CFO and it is CEO. So I believe, and I have witnessed that CFO has to be co-owning the P&L along with the CEO, because every aspect of the P&L, whether the revenue numbers, whether the cost numbers, all has to be understood completely, and what are the KPIs that drives that numbers is important. So, for example, let me take you right, at the start of the fiscal year, where we, tend to plan the next year in terms of our budgeting, in terms of our target setting, along with the CEO, along with the business team, along with everyone who are involved in the entire process of creating the budgets, both at the revenue standpoint, both at the the cost standpoint. It believes, and it is very important to understand each aspect of those numbers, which apparently what has happened is till the time CFO would not understand what are the KPIs, or the finance team doesn't understand what are the KPIs that drive those numbers, both at the revenue standpoint and at the cost standpoint, they will never be able to accept those numbers from the business team. So what does this mean? It means that every aspect of the revenue numbers, every aspect of the cost numbers has to be understood, has to be mapped, has to be cross-checked how the industry is operating. So all these aspects will definitely come into picture only if the finance team co-owns the P&L with the CEO. So I personally feel that CFO is a co-CEO in any organization. Now, what happens in most of the organizations is that the CEO runs the entire organization, but they need a support from a person who will definitely help to take those numbers and meet those numbers. And those are not their business team, it is the CFO, because they will ensure the other aspects of the finance function, which could be related to taxation, which could be related to company law, which could be related to investor relationship, which could be related to banking. So all those other aspects, which is more technical in nature, CEO, would like to bank on the CFO to, help with that. So what happens is that when I say that CFO co-owns the P&L, it means that they actually own the targets. They actually own the cash flows. They actually own every aspect of it. Every KPIs that drive those numbers is being owned by them. They track it. There are tools, which are available, which measures those, KPIs on a real-time basis, which exactly gets to know how the business is shaping, how the business is moving. Is the business moving in the direction that was planned? So all those important aspects of, KPI tracking, number tracking, revenue tracking has to be in place, and it is a co-ownership both of a CEO and a CFO to ensure those tools are in place which track those numbers. Historically, finance has always been at a back seat. Maybe the traditional finance approach has been like that, whereby they were only expected to, get those traditional finance approach in place, like revenue, invoice booking, getting the monies from the customers, getting the audits done. But over a period of say last 5-6 years, the board members and the other stakeholders, including the investors, have realized that CFO's role has to go 10 miles ahead and ensure that they match to the level of a CEO, just to ensure the fact that the monies that the other stakeholders have uh, approved to run the business is being run correctly along with the CEO. So what I have ensured is that in last 5-6 years of running a finance function is that I want the team, because technical stuff which of any finance person generally goes through, whether it is taxation, company law, all that is by default a part and parcel of any finance person's role, which we all presume and assume that they must have learned over a period of time, and it is part of their journey. I give 20% weightage to that technical skill because I assume that it is all there in place. For me, my finance guy right at the bottom who punches the invoice in the system should be having those technical and tactical mind in place. So I will ensure that it is an entrepreneurial approach that the person takes into point whenever they perform their job. So entire finance team for me means a more analytical, a more entrepreneurial approach to ensure that the output that comes out of that post, having that approach in place is phenomenal. It gives the right output which matches to the expectation of the entire top management, and thereby ensuring that those output is being dealt in a more analytical way to ensure that the targets are being met. So knowledge of business is the key over here. I exactly want to know what is the nature of spend that is being done, why it is being spent, what is ensuring that the spends that is being done has a correct ROI in place. So all those key aspects of incurring any expense or getting the revenue in is something that is required right at the person who is actually punching the invoices, and not only the FP&A team, which traditionally has been the case. So to be honest, I would urge the entire the current CFOs and the CFOs to be who are in a race of becoming a CFO to have one important aspect in mind, which is getting the technical knowledge correct is one aspect, but getting the entrepreneurial mindset is another, which is something not currently happening in the traditional finance team, including my team, where I'm trying to change those old set of mindset of the people who are currently there in the team, whereby anything that they come up should have a complete explanation why that particular aspect or a spend or a revenue has incurred and what are the ROIs around it, whether it is logical, not logical. Actually, to be honest, in our personal lives, we tend to do this day in, day out. Just imagine, we all know we have a salary in place, we have certain spends in place. So we exactly do that kind of mapping. Okay, if my salary is 100, what would be my expenses? What more that I can spend? What is that amount that beyond which I will not be able to spend? So all those kind of analytical stuff we actually do in our personal life. It is that we have to replicate the same in the job that we are currently doing. So it could be your respective job, like as small as punching the invoice in the system, how the invoice has come, whether the invoice is correct, what is the nature of spend, what did the company get in return, has the amount or the services that we have received, is it more than what the money has been spent? So all those analytical questions that comes in the mind is very important, and if you tend to do this in your respective job, trust me, nothing can stop you to grow in life. And this is the one thing that I've learned from all my bosses in the past, is that every money should count. Every money should have a return which is more than the investment. It could be a tangible return somewhere, and it could be intangible return also. So it could be a brand spend that we do, and we exactly know the brand value goes up. So those kind of spends also has a confirmed ROI in place. So that is something that I would like to speak to you all, that CFO role has changed. It is co-owning the P&L. We are support to the CEO to ensure that the targets are being met, to ensure that we run the organization in the most effective manner to achieve the ultimate objective of the company. Thank you.
Well, Vijay, thank you so much for your insights on diversity and inclusion in the finance function. Thank you for some very real life examples that you shared. Thank you for being very candid, and we wish you and your organization the very best going forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do stay tuned in, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back on the other side with a very interesting session.